Hi guys, miserable, wet, windy weather here again. Typical English autumn. Wasn't too bad yesterday. It was a bit finer, a few blue skies. Very changeable at the moment. Just smoking the old bond pipe tonight. With the old friend Duncan, like a lot of my pipes. Smoking some dark flake, go with Hogarth's. Quite a poignant day yesterday. Went for a walk on the local beach, a local beach near Liverpool actually, and there was a lifeguard on there in a 4x4, and she drove over and said to us, "Don't go down that way, the way we were going." She said it's a bit treacherous at the moment, the sands, there's quicksand. So I had a chat with her and she said, "You'll be okay if you go that way." So we headed off more to the Liverpool end. Anyway, she didn't quite have it right, because on the way back we're going over a gully, my son and I, and it shelved down a little bit, the sand. Looked pretty good. Anyway, the next thing you know, I hit a pocket of quicksand, and my left leg went right down up to my knee, all wet, started closing in on me. Managed to heave my leg out, put my right foot down, that went down as well. I was almost locked in. Anyway, like a good hero, my son, he was a pretty strong lad, got hold of my left hand. I said, "Pull." He pulled me out. As he pulled, I sort of span round. I fell almost on my face. I was covered in mud, really nasty black mud. And then he went down as well, so I got out. I got onto some solid ground and I got hold of him, and I managed to heave him out. Anyway, we looked back, 3 yards back, and one of my Wellingtons was still in the mud. There it was. I said, "I'll leave it." Anyway, he wasn't going to have his dad going home with a sopping, mud-covered leg with no footwear, so he went back in, and he managed somehow, on his third attempt, he managed to grab it and pull it out. So we had a lucky escape, really. It was rather dangerous, and I said later, anybody who's older, infirm, elderly or infirm or weak, or maybe even a child, not stuck there, they'd probably stay there forever and end up disappearing. So we had it lucky, really. But, there was no signs up or anything. I've known quicksand on the beaches for years, but this came on very, very suddenly without any warning. Didn't really notice it at all. I've pulled a few people out myself over the years, even when I was a lad. I've heaved a few people out that have got stuck by sort of getting a stick or something, or a rope, and pulling them, whatever I could find. But in the old days, on the marshes further north towards Preston, in the old days they used to lose shrimping carts and horses at times. They used to get stuck and go under as well, so it's pretty treacherous stuff. So we think ourselves lucky that we got out of it. But if anybody's going on the beaches around Liverpool at the moment, I would warn them to be very careful, because it's treacherous and deadly, and you don't always see it. We weren't that far from the sand dunes either. So that was our interesting little excursion yesterday lunchtime, and I'm here to tell the tale with a bit of dark flake. So I'm lucky. We were both lucky. It's not to be taken lightly. It's not a joke at all. It's dangerous stuff, quicksand. And when it gets you, you think you're okay. You pull one leg out, but then the other one goes on, and before you know it, you're just locked in. And It's not good at all. It happens all over the place. I remember a friend a few years ago at the bottom of a field near the River Hodder in Lancashire. He actually went right down in some mud. It was a mixture of cow muck and mud, and he actually went right down to his waist. And it really was bad. He seemed to stop when he got to his waist, actually. And being young and daft in those days, I sort of like said to him, I just said without thinking, I said, I'll have to go and get the farmer, and he'll have to get a rope round you, and we'll pull you out. Anyway, I started giggling for no really known reason, and then he started giggling. So he was stuck in the mud. I was trying to get him out, and we were all black with mud. But anyway, I managed to pull him out. So we saw the funny side of it that day, but it could have been worse. So if you're going on any wild places, always watch out for the quicksand, guys, because it can get you and it can kill you. So don't take it lightly. It's one of those things that you come to respect. Like yesterday was the first time probably the first time I've hit it for, I don't know, 40 odd or even 50 years. So never take the beaches for granted, or the moors, because you just never know. 1 foot wrong and you're in trouble. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that with you. It's just one of those things. I actually knew a judge once who was on a grouse shooting trip, and he, I think it was in Yorkshire, he told me, and it changed his life. It frightened him so much that he was heaved out by a lot of people. He's quite elderly, and they saved his life, but he never went shooting again after that. He never went near the moors after that. It completely finished him. So it just frightened people. It shook my son up a bit, actually. But it's like a bicycle, you know, you fall off, you've just got to get on again and ride. It's just part of nature. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling here. Have a good night, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.